Hi, I'm Denise Kolpack, and I'm running for the office of the mayor of the city of Fargo. I'm so proud to live in this city, and as mayor, my job is to make sure every citizen who lives here is as well. And to that end, we need to do a better job of talking about how Fargo is such a well-run city, but with an eye as mayor of fiscal responsibility. And so as mayor, I would introduce zero-based budgeting, and I would work with the commission and the cabinet to make sure that we do a better job of collaborating to explain the process and keep an eye on the bottom line. Secondly, public safety needs to be part of every decision we make. And I'll work with the new police chief to make sure, number one, we advance all of the achievements that have been made in the last 5 years, but also that we elevate the community as part of community policing. And lastly, everything comes down to relationships. And so as mayor, I would work with our sister cities, other stakeholders, our local, state, and federal elected officials to collaborate together to solve our biggest challenges and to capitalize on the opportunities ahead of us, because it is the only way that we will continue to make sure that this region is the envy of our country. So personally, I come from a family of service. My father served in the military, and my mother and father both served as sheriffs in California. And so that is integral to who I am. Professionally, I have 40 years of experience in the private sector. I've managed budgets and teams of people. I've been a lobbyist for 3 decades of that time, so I work in advocacy and I know how policy works. And I worked most importantly on very strategic budgets, and I know how to implement them. And then community-wise, I've served on a number of boards and commissions. I know how to manage a meeting. I know parliamentary procedure. I know Robert's Rules of Order. But importantly, I know how to execute a mission. And I think that's really important for a mayor to be focused on behalf of the people to execute the mission of the city and deliver the services that the people expect. My top 3 priorities, it starts with fiscal responsibility. And we need to do a better job, as I've said, about talking about how well Fargo is run, but being very cognizant of some of the challenges we have fiscally. That begins with understanding that we're in an economy where everything costs more, but the city has the realities of revenue constraints and other challenges ahead of us in these times. So bringing people along, working with the cabinet to identify the innovations and efficiencies we can find is an important part of fiscal responsibility. The second one is public safety. With the new chief coming on board, we have an opportunity to really take a look at what has worked and how do we continue to build the relationships in the community to reestablish some trust, and again, bring the community along in community policing. And then the last is transparency. I come from a professional career of transparency. I worked for the North Dakota Newspaper Association as one of my titles. I was a lobbyist for open meetings and open records, and I have a communication background. And so again, community engagement is so important, but it starts with true communication and understanding of the issues, and importantly, proactively getting ahead of those issues. So I'm going to start with challenges, and I really see 2 here. One is the continuation of how we manage and talk about our finances, how we prepare for the future to that end and pay for the services as part of a growing city, and how we bring people along in support of the work that the city is doing in this region and in our state, and the importance that we serve to everyone in North Dakota. So I think first it's fiscal responsibility, and I've talked a little bit about how to get there. But as part of fiscal responsibility, the biggest sector in our general operating fund, I shouldn't say sector, the most important asset we have are our people, the people who deliver the services. And so how we attract and retain the people who deliver the services is part of fiduciary responsibility as the mayor and the commission, and how we continue to invest in them for the most efficiencies and innovation we can bring into the city is how we're going to get there. And so I'd say those are the 2 biggest challenges we have. The opportunity I see as mayor is a mayor who truly can succeed in making Fargo a city where every resident who lives here is proud to call it home. 4 years ago, for the first time in my life, I ran for this office, and it truly appealed to me as a nonpartisan office. Understanding that everyone has political persuasion, but understanding also that this job really truly serves everyone in Fargo. And being your city commission and deputy mayor for the last 2 years has been the honor of a lifetime. And I will certainly build on the experiences I've had in both of those positions to serve the people of Fargo.